Cruise ship chaos. Thousands of passengers now being held off the coast of San Francisco, getting screened for coronavirus after a former passenger dies from the illness. Now California declaring a state of emergency. Amazon telling workers across Washington state to stay home for a month. And in New York, 1,000 people self-quarantined after coming into contact with a family now battling the virus. Nearly 300 million children worldwide now missing school over the outbreak. And what we're learning about a second strain. And the new questions about just how deadly this virus really is. Dr. Jen Ashton here on Call.
Biden's bounce. The new Democratic frontrunner picks up another big endorsement after rival Mike Bloomberg calls it quits. Will Elizabeth Warren leave the race next?
Urgent search for survivors. Rescue crews on the ground right now after an EF3 and EF4 ripped through Tennessee. How they're using infrared technology to find those still missing.
Royal return. Meghan now back in the UK for the first time since the royal exit, preparing to reunite with Harry and the Queen.
ABC News exclusive. The couple risking it all over the mouth of hell. Nick Walenda's wife hanging by her teeth over the active Messiah volcano. Then Nick making history. He joins us live.
And taking on the odds.
If we take it just one day at a time with a positive attitude, anything is possible.
Alex Trebek opening up about facing pancreatic cancer on the 1-year mark of his diagnosis. How his wife Jean, his faith, and all of you are keeping Alex strong.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
And Good Morning America. Hope you all are well this Thursday morning. We do want to get right to that coronavirus crisis. Take a live look at the cruise ship terminal in San Francisco, where that boat is expected to dock later this afternoon after a former passenger died with coronavirus.
The number of cases worldwide has now climbed past 95,000. The UN is reporting that nearly 300 million kids are missing school because of the outbreak. Here in the U.S., we're seeing schools temporarily close on both coasts.
There are now at least 159 confirmed cases of coronavirus here in the U.S. 11 people have died. This afternoon, the Senate will vote on an $8.3 billion emergency funding bill to help battle the spread.
Dr. Ashton and her team are here to answer your questions this morning. There she is right now.
Yep, to clean your surface.
But Whit Johnson starts us off outside the Manhattan Hospital where one of the victims is being treated. Good morning, Whit.
George, good morning to you. What we're seeing here is the extraordinary ripple effect associated with this virus. This one patient at this New York hospital impacting hundreds of other people. Health officials are now scrambling to get a grip on multiple outbreaks from coast to coast. This morning, California declaring a state of emergency following the state's first death in the coronavirus outbreak. Health officials revealing an elderly patient died after being exposed during a cruise last month from San Francisco to Mexico. That ship, the Grand Princess, is now on another voyage, carrying new passengers along with some of the same guests from the February cruise. Overnight, California's governor confirming those 62 passengers are being isolated in their cabins, some complaining of flu-like symptoms. Later today, officials say the Coast Guard will be flying testing kits to the ship.
The ship will not come on shore until we appropriately assess the passengers.
They just told us because of the virus that we were going back to San Francisco, and because of the scare that the events were going to be shut down. But everything else is business as usual.
Across the country, the number of Americans infected climbing to at least 159 and 11 deaths. But Vice President Mike Pence attempting to reduce the nation's growing fears.
If you are a healthy American, the risk of contracting the coronavirus remains low.
Los Angeles County declaring a local emergency, now reporting 6 new cases, including a healthcare worker who is screening passengers at LAX. In New York, Governor Cuomo announcing 11 cases of the virus, leading to 1,000 people ordered into self-quarantine.
There are going to be hundreds in Westchester.
Most of those connected to a single patient, a 50-year-old man now hospitalized in critical but stable condition who was a regular commuter on the train to Grand Central Station. His immediate family now infected, along with another family he came into contact with. In Washington state, families who have loved ones in the Life Care Center nursing home where 6 residents have died from COVID-19 are scared and angry.
we try and visit as much as we can. It's really
Kaylee Hartung sitting down with Kevin Connolly, whose father-in-law is a patient.
How is Jerry describing what's going on inside that facility right now?
He's not. There's confusion. There's a complete lack of information to the families and to the residents.
Also in Washington, King County is setting up a temporary quarantine village with modular homes in the middle of a neighborhood.
That's some scary stuff for me. This is close to home. So, yes, I have a concern about it.
And overnight, Facebook announcing it will be closing its Seattle office and recommending all employees work from home. Amazon echoing similar statements, telling employees in Seattle to work from home through the end of the month.
We're also seeing swift reaction in the airline industry. Major carriers are reducing their flight schedules as demand drops, and the International Air Transport Association now says the coronavirus could result in $113 billion in industry losses. Robin?
Okay, with thousands of new cases of coronavirus have been reported overseas in the last 24 hours. Italy, as we know, hit especially hard by the outbreak. Now that country is on virtual lockdown. James Longman just returned from Italy and has more. Good morning, James.
Yeah, good morning, Robin. This is a major step up in Italy. All schools are to close across the country until March 15th. These are the most drastic measures to contain the virus in Europe. There are now school closures of some kind in 22 countries across 3 continents. And with warnings that the United States may take similar precautions, we're now talking about something like 300 million students around the world possibly facing disruption. The United Nations is warning about an unparalleled scale and speed of educational disruption. Italy's also banning fans from attending sporting events. They'll still go on, just 2 empty stadiums. More than 3,000 coronavirus cases have been confirmed in Italy, with more than 100 deaths. And over in Paris, the Louvre is back open, but with new guidelines to make museum staff feel safer. They'll now no longer have to physically restrain those large crowds we see often at the famous Mona Lisa. There'll be frequent breaks for hand washing, and even though there's no evidence the bug can travel on banknotes, employees will now only take credit cards as a form of payment. There are so many changes happening for so many people because of all this. Amy?
All right, James Longman, thank you. And so many questions. So let's bring in our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Jennifer Ashton. And Jen, scientists in China are now saying they've identified a second strain of this virus. What does that mean?
So it was a very small report coming out of China that identified 2 strains of this coronavirus. I want you to think of this just as we know there are multiple strains of the influenza virus. It does not mean that there's been any mutation or change. It just means one is circulating more commonly than the other. One appears to be more highly transmissible, but that doesn't mean more severe. And we still don't know really what's circulating here in the U.S.
Speaking of the severity, the World Health Organization, as you know, says that the mortality rate from the coronavirus is now at 3.4%, and that's higher than the initial 2% estimate. What do you make of all of that?
Again, we've said this from the very beginning. I really caution people not to hang their hat on any given number. This is a dynamic and evolving situation. We're collecting data literally by the hour, and that mortality rate depends on the denominator. It depends on how many people are truly infected, and that number is still unknown.
When we're hearing about the deaths, we often hear they had an underlying medical condition. Yeah. What types of conditions are we talking about?
Well, again, the published case reports for this strain and the deaths associated with coronavirus is just still coming out. But in general, we're talking about things like diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, some forms of cancer, anything that weakens your immune system, chronic medical conditions. And there are a lot of people living with chronic medical conditions.
Certainly are. Do we know how long the virus lives on surfaces? Do we know that yet?
That's probably the most popular question I've been getting in the last 24 hours. That is unknown. So again, people are looking at that. But a recent study showed in hospital rooms, 87% of room surfaces and 60% of bathroom surfaces contain this virus before cleaning, after cleaning and disinfection. Those rates went way, way down. That's why we want to clean those hot spots.
Very important information. Still a lot of questions out there, and you're here to answer them. So you can send in your questions for Dr. Jen on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram all morning with the hashtag AskGMA. She and her team will answer some of them live, actually, in our next half hour. George?
Okay, Amy, thanks. The race for the White House now, and new momentum for Joe Biden after his massive comeback on Super Tuesday. So far, he's won 10 states to 3 for Bernie Sanders, who is also leading in California. But Biden now has the endorsement of Mike Bloomberg and his machine, and Elizabeth Warren expected to leave the race next. Mary Bruce is tracking all the latest. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, Joe Biden continues to rack up the endorsements, and it is clear he has the momentum in this race. The question now, can he keep it going? This morning, Joe Biden is looking to build on his Super Tuesday comeback.
We welcome all those who want to join us, and to build a movement.
Biden Wednesday picking up another key endorsement with the exit of Michael Bloomberg.
I'm glad to say I endorse Joe Biden.
Bloomberg is vowing his support and big checkbook to help Biden take down President Trump.
Our campaign for a better America, a stronger America, a more just America, a more equal America, and a more united America continues. And together, we will get it done.
Biden is fending off accusations that his backers are ganging up on Bernie Sanders.
An establishment of all those hard-working, middle-class people, those African Americans, those single women.
With the Democratic establishment consolidating behind Biden, Sanders released this glowing ad featuring President Barack Obama heaping praise on Sanders in what could easily be confused for an endorsement. But Obama has yet to make a move.
They want honest leadership who cares about them. They want somebody who's going to fight for them. And they will find it in Bernie. That's right, feel the burn.
And this morning, all eyes on Elizabeth Warren. After her disappointing Super Tuesday, questions growing about whether her struggling campaign can survive.
She has run a strong campaign. She will make her own decision in her own time.
Warren's team this morning says she's taking time to reassess. Now, Bernie Sanders, of course, is hoping to pick up Warren's endorsement as he tries to consolidate progressive voters behind his candidacy.
We still don't know how Elizabeth Warren is going to get out, when she's going to get out, who she'll endorse.
Yeah, and just because Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren are both progressives, it is not a given that her supporters are automatically going to go and back Bernie Sanders. In fact, we have talked to some Warren supporters who see Joe Biden's momentum, they see his strength with African-American voters, and they tell us they'd actually back Biden instead.
Okay, Mary Bruce, thanks very much. Also this morning, Chief Justice John Roberts has issued a rare rebuke of Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer for saying President Trump's 2 nominees to the Supreme Court will, quote, pay the price if they vote against abortion rights in a case now before them. Roberts called Schumer's comments dangerous, a point echoed by the president and his supporters. But Democrats called out the Chief Justice for failing to issue a similar rebuke when President Trump recently denounced a federal judge and singled out Justices Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Sonia Sotomayor for criticism. Robin?
George, we're going to turn now to the search for survivors after those deadly tornadoes hit Tennessee. We now know one of them was an EF4 with winds reaching 175 miles per hour. Victor Oquendo is in Putnam County, Tennessee, with much more on all this. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Robin. They took the brunt of that EF4 right here. Homes were blown away, shredded, reduced to piles of debris and rubble. Of the 25 people who died across Middle Tennessee, 18 of them were right here in Putnam County. And as you take a look from above, you'll understand why. This neighborhood was decimated, 360-degree devastation. There is nothing left, and there are still people missing.
This morning, an urgent search for the missing after at least 2 devastating tornadoes in Tennessee claimed the lives of at least 25 people.
It's horrifying.
These exclusive new thermal images from a drone police are using to help find those who might still be trapped in the rubble.
I've done a lot of these since Hurricane Katrina, hurricanes and tornadoes. This is probably one of the worst tornado scenes I've seen.
Grandson, youngest, my son-in-law, and their babysitter.
I'm so sorry.
Both my nephews lost their parents in one night. One storm killed them both and all.
Lamar Redmond losing his sister and brother-in-law, Kathy and Keith Selby.
This is the front porch, and beyond that porch was the home itself.
It's gone.
It's completely gone.
The youngest victim, just 2 years old. Sawyer Kimberlin died, along with his parents, Josh and Aaron. But amid the tragedy, harrowing stories of survival.
If we hadn't woken up, we'd be gone. You know, there's no way we'd even be here. I woke my wife up, and we just took off running down to the basement.
73-year-old Jean Gregory's husband, Frank, using himself as a human shield to protect her.
So he came in, and he dragged me off the bed and threw me on the floor. Got on top of me, and we rode it out.
That couple somehow lucky enough to walk away without a scratch. Search crews will be out again later this morning. The way one neighbor put it, life as they knew it here is gone. Robin?
All right, Victor. The region is facing another severe weather threat today. Rob, just back from Tennessee, has the latest. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, Rob. And luckily, what came through yesterday wasn't a repeat of what went through Tennessee, but still damage across parts of Mississippi. This is Canton, Mississippi, and they're sending a survey team out to see if this was in fact a tornado. Certainly looks like a wind strong enough for that. All right, here's the low that's causing all this headache. Motoring down I-10 today, and the severe weather threat's going to be from Tallahassee up through southern Georgia, then later on today, Jacksonville through Savannah. Damaging winds, a few tornadoes possible with this, and some large hail before it moves off on Friday. There is a flood component to this. We'll talk more about that in just a bit. Amy, over to you.
All right, Rob, thank you so much. Now to Alex Trebek's emotional and inspiring message. 1 year after his pancreatic cancer diagnosis, he's talking about what is helping him move forward as he keeps beating those odds. Janae Norman is here with more on that. Good morning, Janae.
Amy, good morning. Alex Trebek proudly announcing that he's happy to have reached the 1 year mark after his diagnosis, offering so much inspiration as he said other cancer survivors have inspired him throughout this fight. 1 year after telling the world he was fighting for his life, Alex Trebek is sharing an update on his battle with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Now, I'd be lying if I said the journey had been an easy one. There were some good days, but a lot of not so good days.
The 79-year-old television staple beating the dire 1 year survival odds of just 18%, revealing how difficult his chemo treatments have been.
There were moments of great pain and sudden massive attacks of great depression that made me wonder if it really was worth fighting on. But I brushed that aside quickly because that would have been a massive betrayal, a betrayal of my wife and soulmate Jean, who has given her all to help me survive. It would have been a betrayal of other cancer patients who have looked to me as an inspiration and a cheerleader of sorts of the value of living and hope. It would certainly have been a betrayal of my faith in God and the millions of prayers that have been said on my behalf.
But despite a struggle, the Emmy-winning host hasn't missed a single day at Jeopardy, a job he's performed for more than 3 decades, now delivering this poignant message.
You know something? If we, because so many of us are involved in this same situation, if we take it just one day at a time with a positive attitude, anything is possible.
And Trebek says his oncologist told him the 2 year survival rate is just 7%, but he's confident that this time next year they'll be celebrating that next major milestone. And Robin, when he was here in May, you thanked him for sharing his story and how many people he's helping by doing so, now offering so much hope, so much inspiration, because those are really tough numbers to be up against.
They really are, but I love how he said we, how he is so inclusive.
What a great attitude.
It really
Thanks,
is.
Janae.
Thanks, Janae.
We are following a lot of other stories this morning. Coming up next, our exclusive with Nick Walenda. After his death-defying walk over the Messiah volcano, he's going to tell us what he thought as his wife dangled from her teeth above the lava.
And Dr. Jen Ashton's going to be back. She's here with our medical team answering all your questions about coronavirus this morning and the new concerns about hoarding of supplies, emptying shelves at retailers. How much do you really need to be prepared? We're going to discuss that, but first, go back to Rob.
Good morning again. We talked about the winds. We've seen what the tornadoes have done, but there's a water component to this as well. And these areas have already seen a tremendous amount of rain for February. And just in this last round, 3-4 inches across southern Georgia. And you're looking for more rain today, 1 to 2 inches. So flooding likely into South Carolina. Time now for your Warm Cities, brought to you by Amazon Prime.
Free one-day delivery, video, music, and more with Prime.
Coat weather now as we get ready to round out the work week and start your weekend. Temperatures this morning are starting out pretty chilly. We're in the upper 30s to lower 40s. A little bit of a wind today. 56 your 4 p.m. temperature as we max out, and there will be some afternoon clouds today. Tracking the next weather make, you're bringing some rain showers mostly to the area tomorrow. That's mostly during the daylight hours. Can't rule out a little snow shower. Saturday's cold at 49, 62. We bounce back on Sunday. Don't forget to spring forward. Turn those clocks ahead.
cast of Disney and Pixar's Onward.
I'm Julia Louis-Dreyfus. In Pixar's newest film, Onward, I played Laurel Lightfoot, mother to 2 teenage elves.